Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. But before I say anything, I would like to hear Dada speak. So let me begin by wishing Dada a very happy birthday. Many, many happy returns of this happy day, and I'm so happy to be here today with you, Dada. Thank you so much for calling me. And we'd like to hear you speak first, Dada. Thank you.
Friends and fellow devotees of the Lord, namaskars to every one of you. I came here not to speak. I came here to listen. But I have been ordered to speak a few words, so let my words today be few and simple. And my first word is a word of gratitude. I feel grateful to the organizers of this evening's beautiful meeting. I feel grateful to the Sadhu Vaswani mission, to our kind and gifted chairperson, Mrs. Ratna Atam Vaswani. I feel grateful to all the members for having called me here and given me an opportunity of being associated with a function which I value highly. I feel especially grateful to Mr. Aamir Khan. As you all know, he's a world-renowned artist. He's a virtuoso in his own right. He is a man of wisdom. He is a man of farsightedness. He is a man of knowledge, understanding, and love. He is so many things put together. I feel grateful that in spite of the heavy rains that were falling in Bombay, he has taken the trouble of coming here to have a man like him. That is what I am told. To have a man like him of his caliber and character to preside over a meeting. As I said, I am told we need lakhs and lakhs of rupees. But may I tell you, his coming here is purely an act of love offering. Such a thing you will not find anywhere else. It has happened at the inception of the Dada Darshan, and I feel so happy. I have known him for some years, and I know how caring he is and how thoughtful he is. But in addition, he is a man with a brilliant mind. I have spoken to him again and again, and I have been deeply impressed by qualities of his character. What is the darshan? The darshan gives you only a very few glimpses into the life and teachings of our beloved Master, our revered Gurudev, Sadhu Vaswani. The kind compere has spoken many words about her. Who was Sadhu Vaswani? Sadhu Vaswani carried with himself a tremendous power of the spirit wherever he went. He was a man of spiritual magnetism. His was an electric personality. Around him was an atmosphere of light, a mark of those who have willingly laid down their lives in the service of God and suffering humanity. There is a fragrance in his name. There is a music in his memory. It is the music of a life that was lived not for self alone, it was lived for others. What is your religion? They asked him one day. And he said, I know no religion higher than the religion of unity and love, of service and sacrifice. He believed that service was higher even than mukti, liberation, personal salvation, emancipation from the cycle of birth and death. He said, I do not want mukti. I want opportunities of service. On one occasion, indeed, he said, I would not mind being born as a dog, if thereby I can be of some help to those that are in need. Yet on another occasion he said, so many gods of gold in the temples. If you will truly worship them, melt the gold and pour it out in the service of the shivering, the starving gods of this earth. His message to India, to the people of India, was unite and build. These three words. Unite and build. He believed that India has a mission to fulfill in the coming days. He said, where will the world be without India? But where will India be without unity? He lifted up his soft, flute-like voice and he said, O people of India, you all are one. You all are one. You may belong to different states. You may belong to different religions. You may belong to different castes and communities. But never forget that you all are one, children of the one mother, Bharat Mata. He was an ocean of love. Love flowed out of him in a ceaseless, endless stream. His eyes were radiant with love. His words were vibrant with love. The very tips of his fingers thrilled with love. He said, love one another. In love you will forget all differences. And forgetting all differences, join hands together to build a new India, an India of the truly free, an India of the truly strong. For not yet is India truly free, not yet is India truly strong. But I promise to speak to you only a few words. I think I have exceeded my limit. We are here to listen to our distinguished guest.
Dada has been most generous and most kind in his praise of me. Dada, I want to thank you for that. I don't know whether I'm deserving of the words that you've spoken, but nevertheless, it really warms my heart to hear you say such warm things about me. Thank you so much. You mentioned that my presence in any function is worth a fair amount of monetary value. I want you to be rest assured that never in my life for 46 years have I ever been to a function for monetary value.
That
And
is it.
the only thing that ever makes me go anywhere is my own heart and the love that I feel from the people inviting me, or the value that I have of spending that time in the presence of the people inviting me. And I want to thank you, because I feel that today is truly a special day for you. It is certainly a very, very special day for you. And I want to thank you that you chose me to be the person to spend that time with you. I am, honored, moved. I'm really touched that you chose me. Thank you so much, Dada. Thank you so much. I think of Dada every day, because every morning I get a text from him. And my day starts with a thought from Dada. And I have to say that I'll be perfectly candid and honest. When I came here first a few years ago, I was invited here. And I had heard of Dada briefly. The gentleman sitting right here, I'm forgetting your name. Mr. Dasi met me on a flight and told me about Dada. And then I was contacted and invited a few years ago here. And very, very honestly, I had a lot of misgivings in my heart, because I had until then met a few spiritual leaders, and each time I had met them, I had been sorely disappointed. So I was very afraid to come. But I did, and I'm so glad I did, because for the first time in my life, no, don't clap yet. Don't clap yet. For the first time in my life, I met a person who just won my heart straight away. And I was so happy and touched, and I felt that when I was in his presence, I just felt happy. I just felt, so good meeting him. I found him to be so humble, so nice, so friendly, so warm, so loving, so generous, without any airs and attitudes, without any fears. He has no fears in him. Such an open person that he really won my heart since that day. And I feel fortunate that I did in fact come 3 years ago. I met him, and since then, I think of him every day. And whenever I read something which I enjoy or like, I feel like sharing it with Dada. When I, come across something, I feel like sharing it with him. I try and control it. I don't want to disturb him too much. I know that there are a lot of people who want his time and his attention, so I don't want to infringe on his time. But Dada, you really are a special person for me and for all of us here today. And Dada, I want to ask you, because there are so many things I would like to know about Shri Sadhu Vaswani, and I want to know, what is your earliest memory of Shri Sadhu Vaswani that you can share with us?
My earliest memory of Sadhu Vaswani that I would like to share with you. But first, let me tell you that I do not deserve what he has said about me.
How many of you agree with that?
So
for once, Dada, we disagree with you.
This is the memory of memories that will abide with me till my last day on earth. You are kind, you are generous, you are all the adjectives that you wish to give me. I am an humble creature, a simple person trying to walk the way which was shown by the great master, Sadhu Vaswani. I have not yet reached the goal. I am still on the way, and I seek the blessings of every one of you, so that before this body falls down, I may reach the goal. Or not, as it be God's will. I believe that what God wills for us is much, much better than what we will for ourselves. Therefore, let His will be done. The earliest memory to which I would like to refer is when we were little children. And I should first tell you that Sadhu Vaswani was not only my revered Gurudev, but he was also my uncle. He was my father's brother. So he used to visit our house almost every day. And one day we were playing what in those days was called word making, word taking. What you call Scrabble, I think, nowadays. You call it Scrabble.
Right.
We were playing that game. When he said, I will join,
Okay.
we were amazed. How could a man of his standing come and play with little children this game of Scrabble? But then I had made a word, M-A-N, man. When he drew out his alphabet, it was E. I said, Baba, now it is gone. He will just add E to it and he will take man, M-A-N-E. He will take that word away from me. But he didn't do it. He looked at the word that I had made and kept the E down. I told him, Dada, we used to call him Dada in those days. I told him, Dada, how could you keep it? You could easily have taken away my word. Then he gave me the lesson of my life, which I am still trying to follow. He said, Dada never takes away anything, he always gives. He said it is not only the word men that I could have made, but I could have made mean, M-E-A-N, and other words also he told me he could. But he said, Dada never takes, he always gives. This is the first lesson that I learned from him, and as I said, I'm trying to follow it. I have not yet succeeded. Otherwise, I would give my chair to you. Yes. Many of you would like to be in this chair.
What is the earliest gift, Dada, that you remember he gave you?
The earliest gift that he gave me was when I was born. I was an infant when he came, and he gave me 100 rupees notes. In those days, 100 rupees were regarded quite an amount. So I often say he purchased me with those 100 rupees. My real value is only 100 rupees. Whatever he may say, that is my real value, which was fixed by my beloved master 93 years ago.
Dada, you've chosen to follow on his path, and when did you come about this decision? And it must not have been an easy decision.
I had my own dreams. They used to say, I am a good student. I was not one. But that is what they used to say. And I had 4 double promotions. I passed the matriculation examination at the age of 13, when it was common for students to pass the examination at the age of 17.
17.
And I graduated at the age of 17.
From college.
So they told me that the best examination is the ICS examination. Now they call it IAS. In those days it was ICS. So I had my own dreams that I will appear for the ICS examination and come and be this, that and everything. But when I was in the second year of college, there was a movement, a Satyagraha movement, led by Sadhu Vaswani. I helped him in that movement and I drew very close to him. From that day onwards, I felt the pull of his love. As I told you, or did I not, that he was an ocean of love. Love flowed out of him like a river, ever flowing river. I felt that pull and all my dreams disappeared. Then I didn't want to study further. I wanted to come and join him, but he would not let me do it. He said, you must pass the highest examination before you come to me. Then I did my graduation, BSc, then I did my MSc. And in those days, in my days, MSc was the highest examination that one could pass. And then I came and joined him.
Dada, you're such a guiding force for all of us. You're such a guiding force for everyone. Do you yourself feel the need for guidance, and who do you look to for that?
I need guidance at every step because I know I am an ignoramus. I know nothing. Left to myself, I am a stupid person. I need guidance at every step, in every round of life. And the Master supplies it. He is so kind, he is so gracious. He may have dropped the body, but he has not left us. He continues to guide us, to guard us, to protect us, to inspire us. The darshan itself, I believe, is a product of his inspiration. He wants lots and lots of people to be inspired. Our friend, Mr. Amardeep is here. He asked me, what is the purpose of darshan? I said, this is what I want from the darshan. That a man who enters the darshan comes out of it a transformed creature. That is the purpose of the darshan. Transformation of life. Sadhu Vaswani did not believe in miracles. He did not claim to have supernatural powers. But there is a power over and above all powers. It is the power of love. And if there is anything that can transform a person, it is the power of love. This transformation of lives, Sadhu Vaswani achieved.
Dada, I so agree with what you're saying, and I'm sure all of us do. I've often thought that when I see life around me and I see people with anger, people with frustration, sometimes people with strong negative thoughts in their hearts, at that time I feel that, today when we look at the world around us, I feel that we have forgotten the power of forgiveness.
The power?
The power of forgiveness.
Yeah.
I often feel that. Why do you think we've come to the stage where each one of us has really forgotten, even in small ways, someone does something small to me, I feel upset. I find it difficult within me to come to terms with my emotions and, in fact, genuinely with a clean heart, forgive the other person. I find it difficult also myself. Why is it that we have reached the stage where we find it so difficult to value such an important and powerful emotion as forgiveness?
We have not only forgotten the power of forgiveness, but I think we have forgotten many other powers. Why? Because we have forgotten God. When I go specially to the West, they put to me this question. They tell me, what would be your message, brief message. What would be your message in a few brief words? I would ask them, how many words? They would say 6 words. They felt probably that it would be difficult to express anything in 6 words. But I tell them I need only 4 words. What are those 4 words? This is the message that the whole world needs today. And this is the message that I believe. My beloved teacher who's examining me today, he seeks to spread in the world. Those 4 words are, turn back to God. It is because we have turned away from God that we have all these difficulties and problems. God is no longer a reality in our life. We talk of God, but we are atheists because we have no experience of God. We must turn back to God. We must begin the day with God. We must close the day with God. Today we have forgotten God. Today we have thrown God out of our schools and colleges. It was an American philosopher, Dagobert D. Runes, I believe that was his name. He said, when you throw God out of your educational institutions, the vacuum that is produced will be immediately filled in by the devil. And I am afraid it is the devil who presides over many of our educational and other institutions. Why? Because we have thrown God out of our lives. Where is the fear of God today? When I was a student, when I was a little boy, when I was a young man, I am still a young man, but when I was a young man, young in years, we lived in the love and fear of God. Not fear that He will send us, throw us into hell, no. Fear that I may not do anything which may displease my Creator, my God. We were always afraid. This was in the background of our consciousness. Today you talk of corruption, you want to throw out corruption. Who is going to throw out corruption? You talk of what they call it? Lokpal. Lokpal himself should be a man who lives in the fear of God. Otherwise, Lokpal will take some money from you and let you go. Bring God back into your homes. Bring God back into your schools and colleges. Today, the place of God has been taken over by the TV. You find the children, their eyes are stuck to the TV screen. On the TV, many good things are shown, which the children should see. But there are also other things which they should not see. I was in America, I think, when they issued the education department, I forget the name, but they had issued a report. And in that report they said by the time a person gets out of the elementary school, in those days, here we call them primary schools, there they are called elementary schools. By the time a man gets out of the elementary school, he has witnessed 8,000 murders on the TV screen. Just imagine. what would be the effect on the mind of the child? The mind of the child is plastic. Turn back to God. Turn back to God. I'm sure I'm voicing His words. Turn back to God. Turn back to Allah. Call Him by what name you will. Turn back to Jehovah. Call Him by whatever name you will. He is the nameless one. But the sages have called Him by many names. He is the formless one. But for the sake of His devotees, He has put on. He has worn many forms and visited this earth plane again and again. Turn back to God. Turn back to God. Turn back to God. Make God real to yourself in your daily life. Whenever you are in need, you go to your parents. You go to your relatives. You go to banks. You go to the police. You go to the doctors. You don't go to God. Because God is not real to you. Turn back to God.
Dada, when you were in school or college, did you ever do any acting on theatre or stage? Was that your job?
I did acting, and in those days we used to act really. Now they don't act. They have pre-recorded these things. They cheat you. They cheat you. It is somebody else's voice speaking, and you think it is the actor's voice. I did it, but somehow or the other I could not sing properly. So my teachers used to love me because I was a tiny tot, always in the class. My teachers used to tell me, we'll put you in the line. You come and stand. But when it is the question of singing, please don't sing. Don't open your mouth. Let your lips move. So I did that type of acting.
Well, that's the same type that I do. Udit sings and I just mime it. I don't sing also. Talking of songs, which is your favorite song, Dada? From films or from life, which is your favorite song?
Which is that?
Your favorite song?
My favorite songs are many. The song that I have been singing in the heart within today, in my sweet lyrical Sindhi language. Aya ayun pare pare kha, yaar musafir hitere hitere, dhol na jaave tha dhol baja.
Dada, you have said that your teacher didn't let you sing because she said she didn't want to hear your voice and she didn't trust your voice.
No,
but I think today we would like to hear at least 2 lines. At least 2 lines of this song that you have recited, you must sing for us. And then you can prove your teacher wrong.
Mukha puchhan thiyu, chon kati tu. Mata dholana vethi tujo naam de aaya.
Thank you, Dada. Thank you.
Now 2 lines from you.
From which song, Dada? My favorite song? You know, my favorite song, All Is Well. No, All Is Well is not my favorite song. My favorite song is a song of Kishore Kumar's. No, no. I don't remember all the words, so I'll sing how much I remember. If you're lucky, I'll remember less. आ चल के तुझे मैं लेके चलूं एक ऐसे गगन के तले जहां गम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो बस प्यार ही प्यार पले एक ऐसे गगन के तले.
If you will all join me, we will say encore. Once again, once again.
आ चल के तुझे मैं लेके चलूं एक ऐसे गगन के तले जहां गम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो बस प्यार ही प्यार पले एक ऐसे गगन के तले.
बस प्यार ही प्यार तले.
Dada, your mantra is that you can make a difference. What is it that we can do, all of us can do? What is it that one person can do to make a difference?
There are so many people who say, what can we do? What can a little small person like me do? But each one of us can light a candle in his own way. And the day will come. A mighty one will come. He will collect the flames of all those small candles, and a new age will be born. Each one of us should do the little that he can. I think this is one of the greatest crimes which we commit. We say, what can I do? I have no prestige, I have no power, I have no money, I have no position. What can I do? No, you can do something. God has sent you to this earth plane with some power to do something. You must find out what that is and you must do it. Each one of us.
That's right. You know, I heard a story, it's a true incident, of a gentleman called Dashrath Maji, who was lived in a village, and his wife had an accident and passed away because she couldn't, there was a mountain she was climbing next to the village, and she had to do that every day to cross over to the other side. And he decided that day that he would make a road through the mountain, Dada, one man. He told the villagers, let's make a road from here so that it helps everyone. No one agreed with him. They said, how can we do it? We have no strength to move a mountain. So he decided to do it alone. He took a hammer and a chisel and began chiseling at that mountain. It took him, I think, 20 years or 21 years, but he made a road through the mountain. Dashrath Maji.
Just imagine.
And a mountain, mind you. I've seen that visuals of that road he created, Dada. It's a very inspiring story. So what you say is very true. Each one of us has to believe in ourselves, and we can do the impossible. Dada, who's your favorite person in life?
You.
No. No, not me, Dada. You're being naughty. You're pulling my leg. You're being naughty, Dada.
No, I'm not being naughty. I'm not being naughty. You are my favorite person. I would get up and give you a hug.
Thank you, Dada. Thank you. Well, even if you're saying it to make me happy, I'm very happy. Thank you, Dada. No, what? Well, I think everyone is his favorite person. Dada, if you had the whole day free, what is the thing you would do? What is the one thing that you would do? The whole day at your disposal.
At the moment, I think I would hug you. There is no scarcity on earth except the scarcity of love. There is no famine on earth except the famine of love. If only love woke up within our hearts, I tell you this earth would be a heaven on earth, a heaven, a paradise. What is needed is love. Let us love each other. And love, it will be easy to forgive. He spoke of forgiveness, the quality of forgiveness. Forgiveness is that quality which gives peace to the forgiver, more peace to the forgiver than to the forgiven. The forgiven may not know that he is forgiven, but the forgiver in the act of forgiveness gets peace of mind. They asked me, as some of you know, that 2nd of August is the birthday of this body. They said, what would you like this day to be called? I said, I would, if I were given the option, I would call it the day of forgiveness. Forgiveness cures many diseases. Many diseases. If you carry a grudge in your heart, it disturbs you. It affects your health. There was a young man of 23. He never visited the doctor. He was very healthy. He had a very healthy body. Suddenly one day we heard that he passed away, he died. So we asked the doctors, of what did he suffer? Of what did he die? And they said he died of a new disease which we call grudgitis. Grudgitis. You hold grudges in your hearts against people. That is a disease in itself. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. In Sindh, we used to have a day which is celebrated even here by the Sindhis. They call it Cheti Chand. And Cheti Chand is a day of forgiveness. Every year, on the Cheti Chand, we are asked to forgive everybody. And start anew. But you can do it every day. I know of a man, before he sleeps, he goes through all the things that have happened to him throughout the day. And he actually mentions the name. Mr. Anthony, I forgive you. Miss Curie, I forgive you. Actually, he mentions the name and says, I forgive you. And he says he has a wonderful sleep at night. Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful thought. Dada, what is your favorite mode of transport?
What is?
What is your favorite mode of transport? How do you like to travel? By
I
air?
would like to travel by the bus 11, number 11. But I used to take very long walks. I was a fast walker, but God's will is otherwise.
Were you
Nah.
interested in sports, Dada?
Pardon?
Were you interested in sports? Which was your favorite sport?
No, I was not much interested in sports because I loved books. There was a
Right.
time when I used to finish one book every day.
Wow.
Yes. I did not take. This was my weakness, which I admit.
Dada, what do you think is God's greatest gift to mankind?
God's greatest gift to mankind is peace of mind. If you have peace of mind and you have nothing else, you have everything. If you have no peace of mind and you have everything, you have nothing. That is why 2000 years ago that holy man said, "Nothing in the morn have I, nothing do I have at night, yet there is none on earth happier than I." Happiness depends, everybody wants to be happy. There is no person who does not want to be happy. This happened in Bangalore. Lecturer was addressing an audience and turning to them he said, "Is it not true that every one of you wants to be happy? Those that want to be happy, raise your hands." All hands were raised. But the lecturer found that there was one man in the third row, he had not lifted up his hand. So turning to him, pointing to him, he said, "My brother, is it true that you don't want to be happy?" They all turned to him and they found that he was already happy. He was happily sleeping and snoring. So everyone wants to be happy. There is no living soul on earth that does not want to. Even animals want to be happy.
But how can one be content and happy, Dada?
How can one?
Be content and happy.
It is only when you believe in the will of God that you can be content. Whatever God wills for you is better than you will for yourself. Whatever you will for yourself, it is not that you should be a lazy person. You should do your very best and try to get the goal which you have placed before yourself. But if you are unable to reach it, you must accept it as God's will, as God's prasadam to you. We must work, we must toil, we must labor. This world has been called karma bhumi in our scriptures. Karma bhumi, it's a field of action. We have to work. Arjuna says to Sri Krishna, "I will not fight, I will not work. I want to go to the jungle and live a life of meditation." And Krishna tells him, "You say you will not work and go to the jungle, but even if you go to the jungle, you will eat something, that is working. Even in the jungle, you will breathe at least, that breathing is action." Action is a must on this earth plane. But that action should be dedicated action. Should be action offered in the service of the Lord or in the service of humanity. Sir, am I speaking properly?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Dada, if you had a boon, what would you ask for? If you had a boon granted to you, what would you ask
I
for?
would ask that all of them should be happy. Even if that means I should be unhappy, still I would ask for it. Yes. Happiness for all.
Dada, what is the special birthday gift that we can offer you?
What is that?
Special birthday gift that we can offer you.
if you wish to offer me a birthday gift, please be merciful to animals. Do not eat their flesh. Do not kill them. They too love life as much as you and I do. They do not want to be slaughtered. Perforce, we get hold of them because we have a little more force than they have. And we take them to the slaughterhouse and we cut their bodies into pieces, purchase those pieces, come and cook them and enjoy the taste. Be merciful to animals. That is why Gurudev's birthday, November 25, we observe as Meatless Day. And we get pledges from countries as far as Brazil. Some of them writing to us that they will observe November 25 as a Meatless Day. 2nd August, Forgiveness Day. Then forgive. When you forgive everyone, when you forgive every creature, you won't have the heart to kill an animal or eat its flesh. It is because our hearts have become hard. They are not forgiving hearts. They are hard. Once they become forgiving heart, it will be very easy to transform them. And now many of the doctors too, they tell their patients to take vegetarian diet instead of non-vegetarian food. Yes. Dr. Mehta is here. Don't you tell your patients to take vegetarian diet?
Dada, one question that I have is this concept that you came up with of darshan. What is it that brought it about?
What is it?
Darshan, the darshan of Shri Sadhu Vaswani ji. What made you want to create this for all of us?
I went to Goa. I've gone to Goa a number of times. But the first time that I went to Goa, they took me to, I forget the name of the church, attached to that church. Huh? Born Jesus Church. Attached to the church was something like the darshan. They wanted to depict the life of Jesus and one other saint, Francis. I was deeply impressed. And there I said to myself, if I get a chance, I would wish to
Create the same for...
have a similar thing for Sadhu Vaswani.
And you've done it today, Dada.
Yes. I got it, yes. Because you made the opening today. I got it from your hands.
Dada, this is all you're doing that you've done, and we are all here to share in that joy and happiness of yours. I think we shouldn't tire Dada more with so many questions. Dada, thank you so much for all that you've said. I just want to request everyone to join me in singing for Dada a happy birthday song. And we should wish that we meet here every year and pass the 100 mark as we go along. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dada. Happy birthday to you.
As a token of our love, appreciation, and gratitude, I would offer to our distinguished guest a little memento. When you love someone, you don't wish to utter his name again and again. So I feel hesitant in mentioning his name because I love him. I love you, Aamir. Mrs. Ratna Vaswani.